This week's US CQM Forecast Alert is June employment might avoid negative growth. These are the main monthly economic indicators updated this week. Employment have increased significantly beyond the market consensus. With the increase of 1.3% in the manufacturing inventory in May, the inventory changes in the manufacturing industry was revised upward and contributed to the upward revision of the economic growth on the expenditure side. Interest rate spread has narrowed in June. As the employment in private service industry increased 333,000 in June, the service PCE has been revised upward. As a result, the overall real PCE was modified up from 0.08% to 0.25%. This contributed to the upward revision of the economic growth on the expenditure side. Wages and salary disbursement in each industry is estimated and forecasted from the number of employees in each industry, average weekly earnings, and average weekly work hours. The downward revision of manufacturing wage and salary was offset by the other industries' wage and salaries, and the compensation of overall employees did not change at 7.5%. As a result, the economic growth rate was revised upward from -0.20% to 0.19% on the expenditure side. CQM forecasts the latent true economic growth rate in 2022 Q2 to be about 0.5%. The US economy is on the brink of the recession. This week's PCA forecast of real GDP was affected by the 6 monthly economic indicators in the table. As a result, the PCA forecast revised the real GDP growth rate upward a bit from 1.19% to 1.29%. This table compares CQM forecast with PCA forecast for the economy in 2022 Q2 in the past 8 weeks. It's a good idea to look at the average of the CQM forecast on both the expenditure and income side as a latent true economic growth rate. Conclusion from this week's CQM Forecast Alert. First, the latent true economic growth rate of 2022 Q2 is about 0.5%. A brink of recession. Second, PCA forecast is not as pessimistic as CQM forecast for the economic growth in 2022 Q2. Third, headline inflation and GDP price deflator growth rate are about 7% and 8% respectively. Biden inflation seemed to continue for the time being. Fourth, CQM and PCA forecast may be considerably modified by CPI, PPI, retail sales, and industrial production index next week. This slide contains additional information about this week's detailed CQM forecast, the original developer of CQM, and CQM theory papers.